Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be checking out 5 things I wish I knew when starting Once Human. So let's crack on with it. So one of the things I want to talk about real quick is that you can share some of your paid for skins from the cash shop with your friends. Now I'm not sure if this is between your hive and or all people, as we are in a hive over here, but just note that you can share skins with your friends from the cash shop. So just as an example, I'm going to get my wife here. She has gotten herself a couple of skins from the cash shop. She's going to be putting them on my property. Just so you know, this is my property. I can fly around just to show that this is my property. All right. She's going to turn this all into some lovely wood for us. And then she's going to give this lovely sort of stone brick look onto my home here. And there we have it. So bear that in mind. If you do have some stuff from the cash shop, you can most definitely utilize that with your friends. Now, not everything is doable. Another thing you can also use is some items from the cash shop. So if you want to just place down a random piece of item as an example, honey. So there's some lights that obviously I personally do not have. I can show you guys what I'm talking about. In the lights section, I don't have those lights, but she can place them down for me, including a bench. So you can share your stuff, make some cool designs, maybe even pool your money together to get certain things if you want. So another thing I want to show you guys is the Map Genie. Now, if you want to go and explore and you don't want to be looking at an interactive map that shows you where everything is, obviously you can skip this part, but it's something I definitely want to highlight because it will help you if you get stuck on finding a certain crate. If you're a completionist, this tool will absolutely help you out with that. Now, there's a couple bits you can look at here. One, if you click on Nalcott, it will open up the interactive map itself and it will highlight everything. You can go to the left side and you can hide everything and sort of filter what you want. So if I want to find gear crates over in Chalk Peak, obviously I can do that. Now, another feature that I personally enjoy using is the weapon accessories. So if you're looking for accessories, this tool here, absolutely fantastic. So what I would do is I'll go in game, I'll go to the accessories tab for my weapon when I'm modifying it, and I can look at what I'm looking for specifically, hop on here, and you can find out where it's at if you just want to skip the try and find it part of it. Now, one of the things I personally really enjoy using is if you click on completionist 100% checklist, you can now filter by area as well as crates and so on and so forth. So what I'll do is I'll deselect everything and say I wanted red sands, which is part of the desert over here, and say I'm looking for the monoliths. I can now find the monolith in the red sand and I can do that. Another example would be, let's say we're looking for morphic crates. Here are all the morphic crates. I can click on this button here, the location button. For that, it will show me where it is, and it'll be quite easy for you to then find that on your own map, mark it up, and head on over. Fantastic tool, Map Genie. I'll leave in the description the link to this website, so definitely check it out. Another aspect I wanted to talk about was deviants. Now, deviants can come with special skill rating and activity rating, so definitely keep an eye out for that, and they can also come out with a couple of traits. So you can see here I have the Xeno Purifier. This is the combat samurai sort of deviant that allows you to teleport in melee range to a target. And here we have skill rating. The higher the skill rating, the more efficiently deviation works and the better it fights. So definitely getting this as high as possible is really nice for your deviants. Another thing to look at is the activity rating. The higher the activity rating, the faster it recovers deviant power and mood while dormant. Definitely two very important things to look at. And another thing to definitely check out is traits. So I've had some deviants that might be 3-4, but then they'll get a plethora of bad traits, and I end up just not having to use them. So here we've got max deviant power -10, which obviously isn't great. That's a pretty bad trait all around. And then we have stay indoors. Sync with it grants stamina consumption plus 8% in settlements. So obviously keep an eye out on the traits as well when you're looking for deviants, and it's, in my opinion, a very important thing. Now, another thing is here we have a dream catcher. You can get this from one of the bosses. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure if this has changed, but I believe you can only get boss deviants as a 1-1. I haven't been able to get any higher than a 1-1. Maybe someone else has. If you have, please let everyone know in the comments down below that I'm completely wrong in this part. That's absolutely fine, but definitely something to keep an eye out if you're trying to aim for, let's say for an example, the Dreamcatcher. You can only get this as a 1-1, but you can get traits on it. So definitely a couple things to think about when it comes to deviants. All right, so another thing I want to talk about real quick is looting vehicles. Looting vehicles is pretty nice, as you can get yourself some fuel from pretty much every single one of them, as well as scrap found within that area. So currently we're in a level 45 to 50 sort of zone area, so we're going to be getting a lot of the stuff found within this zone. So here I've got two vehicles. I'm just going to show you guys. We're going to loot the car trunk of this one. See, I've got portable mixed fuels as well as some scraps from this area. I'll loot this one over here as well. Now, you won't be getting a lot in comparison to settlements, but you will be getting a lot of fuel from doing this. So definitely, if you're bored or you're running low on fuel, definitely run around in the zone that you're looking for. Another thing you can do is, if you're a low level, like say you're level 5, 10 or something like that, and you want to rush into a car, you can definitely do that by going to the level 25 zone and looting vehicles, as you would have very little to no resistance. You might get attacked by a boar or two. So definitely something to take note of. Looting the back of vehicles can be quite lucrative and quite relaxing too. So another thing I want to show you guys is a little bit of weight management. So obviously when you go to your inventory, you can look down at the bottom right corner and you will see a silhouette of a person. And here you're going to get a bunch of information. You're going to see some different tiers. At 65 kilos, you can see the statistics you get, 65 to 85, and then 85 kilos. This will also change the appearance of your character. And if you want to lower it, for example, there are a couple of ways to go about it. There is a weight loss drink, I believe it is, that you can make that's fairly expensive. But there are different ways you can go about it. So I'm going to show you guys two methods that I know of that seem pretty reliable. One of them requires a token and the mirror over here. So if you use this floor mirror and you basically change your body type, and you basically just change your body type, and that's it. And what that will do is it was going to cost me this token here, and I have two of these chrysalis token. Interact with the floor mirror with these tokens, and that's what they're there for. So you can use this as a means if you want to change your character appearance and everything, so on and so forth. Maybe the hair. You can also change their weight, and that's 100%. Another way is through eating gone off food. So if you get some rotten food, do I have any in my pocket? Yes, I do. Spoiled food. If you eat some spoiled food, this is going to force you to throw up. And I'm going to show you guys a clip where I did this because I was pretty overweight and I wanted to get to a smaller, I wanted to try out some different statistics depending on my weight class. So at the moment I am at 54 kilos, which is pretty light. And I'm probably going to be bumping this up a bit and just to try out, find my sweet spot where I want to be. But with that all out of the way, you can consume these spoiled foods. Now it's probably best to be near a bed. I'm not sure if ale works. I never tested it, but ale could work. malt ale could work. I don't have any to show right now, but malt ale might be able to work to stop the sanity gain, so you can probably just blast it. You're going to get very, very sick, and your character's going to throw up, and that will significantly lower your weight, and it's basically infinite. You can just keep doing it until you get to the weight that you want to be. I overdid it. I went down to 54 which is a bit, I think I went down about 51 kilos, which is like nothing. But yeah, so you can basically do that. You can use your spoiled meats, and I think this is the best way to lose weight. If you want to gain weight, one of the foods that we found that had it on it was fish and chips. If you get the recipe for fish and chips, you can use that. And that will conclude this video. I hope it was useful for people. This was definitely aimed for the newer players. It's definitely some things that I wanted to know at the beginning of the game. For example, the map for sure, and looting cars, because there was a point where I ran out of fuel and I didn't know what to do. But with that all out the way, cheers all for joining me. Thanks all for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.